Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the long break in between races. Just had some stuff going on outside of iRacing that I needed to take a couple days off to take care of and try to sort out. So, hopefully, kind of in a little bit of a better spot. May end up taking a little more of a break throughout the next few weeks, kind of on and off, depending on how things are going and what all I'm getting accomplished outside. Life's definitely gotten a little bit busy in certain ways, and not necessarily a bad thing, just sometimes it doesn't leave quite as much time as I would like for iRacing. So, but running a rookie MX-5 race here at Oulton Park. We are at the international layout, and as you can see, I already had one off-track technically count. Going out for qualifying, gonna struggle quite a bit. I just cannot seem to find the line around this track at all. These two chicanes are absolutely murdering me. I'm getting murdered in a lot of other corners that I'm either underdriving it or overdriving it, and probably got one of the worst breaks that I could. Am car number 1 in the split, so expected to win, and that I can tell you is not going to happen. So just going to try to do the best that I can to minimize the damage. Tried to run in one of these earlier. I had issues in it, just guys being absolutely crazy, and it was not fun showing you right away. So that kind of hurt the iRating perspective. Safety rating didn't really take any hit from that. And then was trying to run a second race and just had a power outage at the house, so unfortunately didn't even get to run that one. And that of course tanked the iRating even further. Didn't do anything for the safety rating, so that's still trying to work on improving that, but iRating is significantly lower, so we're going to be in quite a bit lower of a split than we had been, so don't think that's going to help my chances at being able to finish first, but certainly going to try. Shouldn't have been pushing that first turn that hard, but able to get away with it without having an off track, so if I can get in the 154s at all, I'll be thrilled to death with that. I just cannot seem to find the pace at all. Was able to run a 154 in the first race that I did, so I know I've got the potential to do it, but it was a very high 154, and I would not be surprised to see guys in the 153s in this split, even with me being in a lower split. So, kind of overshot that corner there. This is one that has been killing me, that I just either overdrive or underdrive. And then, of course, these two chicanes are just absolutely murdering me this week. I feel like I either overdrive them and come in too fast, or I underdrive them and come in way too slow. So, just to have come out in the same delta that I had going in, I'm really happy with that. So, you can see that one I did not take very well. Just getting out of the second part killed me. Almost should have gotten an off track there, cut that a little too close. Got to be a little bit more careful on this first lap just to be able to get one in. The second lap I'll probably push a little bit harder if I can get a somewhat decent lap in for the first one. And then probably will stay out and continue to practice, because I definitely need it this week. Need to find all the time that I can. So hopefully can start towards the front, try to avoid any carnage and mayhem that happens off the start. I know in the first race I ran, it was pretty crazy, so that's what I want to try to avoid if possible. It's tough to do in rookies, and hopefully if I can run a clean race and be somewhat decent on pace, can look at moving up to another series afterwards, but certainly going to do the best.
The lap time was at 154.49.
You can see managed to get the pole so far, but I'm guessing that's probably because I'm one of the first people to turn the time, and I'll start falling back, but certainly going to try to do my best to improve this lap, see if I can improve every sector and every corner, try to find some more speed, see if I can even go after that low 154 that the optimal has me at. It'll definitely be tough, but certainly going to do my best. Just trying to figure this corner out, cannot seem to get through it very well. You can see I still lost time in that sector, which probably can attribute to that corner. And then, of course, these chicanes are just absolutely murdering me. Although for me to be able to get through gaining time, that was not a bad thing. Missed the ship slightly. This is going to be The important chicane to hit. Overshot it. That's going to kill the lap time. Just trying to salvage whatever I can out of the lap. Pushed it, but pushed it a little too far there. Somehow we're still hanging on the pole, which is kind of surprising. Honestly, I did not think pace would be as slow as it is, but certainly going to try to do what I can with that if I'm able to hang on to it. If I can improve this lap, I'll be happy with that. At least give me a little bit of confidence knowing that I found a little bit more pace. It's not quick overall, but it's better than what it had been. Clip too much of the curbing there, kind of lose it coming out of that corner. That's going to kill the lap time, so we're going to be slower most likely.
155.77.
At least able to improve it though, and that puts me back in the pole, so and we're getting it off track, so fortunately gonna have 2x. We're just gonna call it there. Let's see. Not many people have qualified. Only 6 out of 12 so far put times. We barely have the pole, but we've also got about a second up on the 9 car, so quite a bit of a gap difference right now in lap times for the 6 that have turn time. The 1 and the 5, myself and the 5 should be pretty close, but a little bit of a gap there. So if it stays that way and that's actually reflective of what's going on, it's possible that could have the pace to at least have a decent shot at a podium, possibly even fight for first or second. Obviously, that's going to all depend on the start. Easily the 3, the 6, or the 7 could have pace. I'm not really sure what to expect out of them because with the 3 minutes you get here for practice, it's so tough to get a full lap in that's timed. You literally have to get out right at the start and be dead fast on your opening lap, be dead fast on that one to even have a shot at getting it counted. So almost nobody gets that in. So it's hard to judge what these guys are going to do if they're not going to qualify. They may not be off on the idea of not qualifying, but I think for me, you know, I was making a point to learn how to qualify better. Hopefully, starting up front should at least put me ahead of some of the carnage that can happen. This track doesn't have quite as tight of a turn. You're not into an instant hairpin, so sometimes it can give you a shot to get away a little bit from some of the dive bombing that can happen. Compared to other ones, you know, like Lime Rock, where you've got the hairpin into turn 1.
You're on pole. Well done.
And you know, if nothing else, it's more track time, and more track time for me is always needed, both in oval and road racing, but for sure in road racing. So we were able to hang on to it. Glad to have done that. Gonna get ready to get gridded up. Double check one thing just to make sure. Yep, alright, we're good there. Sorry about that. So let's pull up session best lap. Gonna get the car fired up. And hopefully can get a decent start. I'm hoping I can try to pull away as quickly and as cleanly as possible. Want to try to minimize the tire spin off of the start, but want to try to pull away as best as I can. And see if we can take advantage of this pole. Try to... it's not going to be a clean lobby in terms of the instant points. We did have the 2x in qualifying, but if I can get a 0x in the race, I will be happy with that.
Track temp is 84 Fahrenheit. You're in pole.
Gonna get ready to go here.
Okay, Jake, get ready. Go, go, go.
Not the worst start, not the best start. Still ahead of the 5. You can see him falling back. Kind of pushed it a little bit too far. I was trying to make sure that I didn't have to use too much brake there, but took a little bit too much pace into the corner. 5's definitely looking like he wants to push it. Just need to try to make sure I don't make any mistakes through this beginning. Don't A, want safety incident points, and B, don't want any opportunities for a 5 to try to get away. It is 10 laps, so long laps, but you know, obviously quick races as all the rookies are. So just gonna try to do my best to drive as clean as I can. See if I can build up a gap. At least the 5 and I can pull away and have a little bit of safety margin. There are opportunities for cars behind to take advantage of the draft here, but it's a little bit tougher because a lot of the straightaways are not as long as you would get at like Lime Rock, Summit, Okayama, and any of the other ones, so it's not quite as beneficial as it is at some of those tracks. So just trying to do the best that I can to keep it as clean as I can, and force the 5 to have to find a way around. I got lucky not to get an off track there, kind of caught it. I think the 5 actually did the same thing, so it kind of worked out to my favor there to not have him right there able to take advantage of the mistake. You can see he's starting to try to look to the inside. Definitely think he's probably got the pace, but if he's going to be pushing that that hard, eventually a mistake will happen. You can kind of see that. Mine goes way off the track. Able to get through the first lap clean so far, which I'm really happy with. It's obviously the first goal in rookies. If you can get away clean, you can generally put yourself in a spot to have a decent finish. Now it's just all about starting to click off mistake-free laps. If the 5's got the pace, obviously I'll need to be pushing it and running as well as I possibly can, but you know, if the 5's going to make mistakes, I could easily run it 85 or 90% and still have the possibility of keeping me up front. You can see the 9 had the issue, fell behind the 3, so there's a pretty good gap, about 2 seconds, almost 2.5 seconds behind the 5 to the 3, so kind of gives us a little bit of a safety margin. Fortunately, I cut that corner too tight at the 1x, so
just cut the track.
0x is not going to happen this race, but if I can keep it to a 1x, that'll still be a big improvement for me in road racing, as well as you know, help with the safety rating. Just got to forget about that. Try to push it through these chicanes as best as I can. Try to clean this section up, and hopefully that'll allow me to maintain the gap with the 5. If I can keep it around half second, I'll feel pretty happy with that, although obviously I would want bigger than that because I always know I'm capable of mistakes and would like a little bit more, so that way the 5 can't just pounce at will. Want the 5 to feel like he has to drive all out to be able to get to me, because that can increase the chances that they make a mistake. Don't want to overshoot that corner too much, but want to try to keep the momentum up. You see the 5 got a much better run through the corner, so he's going to look to the right side, the inside into the corner. Gonna have to give it to him, hopefully try to get him by, but also see if I can take the inside. Just kind of had to concede it, so no big deal. He was probably faster. That was on me for making a mistake there. And if I can keep close, it's possible that I could still to get back. It's not the best spot to try to look for a pass. It's just trying to get to the inside line and see if I could scare him up without actually trying to force a pass. Kind of gotta let him pull away a little bit. Don't want to lose touch, but there's a lot of spots here that, depending on where he's braking, I don't know where his braking points are at yet, so I don't want to be right on his tail and end up running into him if he brakes sooner than I thought he would. He kind of overshoots the corner a little bit, but I catch too much of the curb, so I'm not able to take advantage of it. Gonna go to work studying him, see what he's doing through some of these sections, see if I can figure out what I can do to pick up more pace, as well as where's going to be a good spot to try to exploit him and see if I can get a pass in. I could just need to stay close enough to be able to capitalize if he makes a mistake. And yeah. 3's definitely got pace. He's pulling away big time from the 9, and the 9's pulled a big gap from the 8, so it's pretty spread out. Kind of showing what I thought it would based on the way the qualifying times are. So just got to try to stay close. I mean, it would have been nice to lead more laps, but as long as I can stay close to the 5, we can easily be in touch and have a shot at this. Kind of overshoot that corner compared to him. You can see he's able to get on the throttle sooner and pick it up earlier. Leads him to a much faster lap.
Sector 3 time is quick.
I feel like I'm kind of cutting that corner in a little too much. It's catching the curb, throwing it up, so got to do a little bit of a better job there. Enter a little bit later. That corner, I feel like if I stay off of the curb and I get as close to it as I can, but stay off of it, it allows me to get off the corner better. You can see the 3 is definitely catching up, so without any mistakes, I don't know if he'll have enough time to get to us, but this easily could be a 3-car battle for the lead, depending on how it shakes out, which would definitely make for an entertaining race for sure. I'm still obviously not crazy confident in my road racing ability, so 3-car battle is not what I want for the lead. I'm going to try to minimize that, but yeah, the only way you get better at those is by being in the situations and knowing what to do, so certainly going to do the best that I can. You can see that 5 pushes it way wide. Fortunately, I'm not really in a spot to take advantage of it, so just got to stay close to him. That also unfortunately killed my run through it, so that really allowed the 3 to close up quite a bit. It was probably one of the better spots, but worse spots for the 5 to have an issue for him. It allowed me to close up, but it also allowed him to not really lose the position. So definitely trying to do what I can, though. It's definitely looking like it's going to be a 3-car battle, which the 3 should also be up here based on expectation. Obviously, the 5's doing a little bit better than expectation, but yeah, did a little better job entering later that time. Just did not get the right speed through that section, so lost some time to the 5 there. And lost time out of there, picked up the throttle too early, had to lift. It's going to allow the 3 to close up. It's also allowing the 5 to pull away. We're about evenly spaced. 5 might have a little bit more of a gap on me than I do on the 3. This is definitely going to be a tight battle for sure. 5 overshoots the corner. I can see the value in late apexing that, but I do not think that was a late apex. I think that was more of him overshooting it. Trying to do what I can to get through these chicanes as best as possible. 3 goes way off the track. That's going to provide a lot of relief and turn this back into a 2-car battle. Kind of taking it easy through here because this isn't really the best section to try to pass, so I just want to set it up to where I'm still close enough to the 5. Catch a little bit too much of the curve there, kind of get the car sideways off the corner. 5 pushed wide, had an issue. Absolutely no pressure behind. You can see the 3 fell all the way back. He actually looks like he towed the pit road. So we've got no pressure back. 9's back in 3rd. It's quite a bit away. I catch too much of the curb. Lucky to not have an off track there. But no pressure behind. About 6 seconds back. Overshoot the corner a little bit. You can see that reflected in the delta, and that we lost a ton of time when I couldn't get back to the throttle because I was still trying to slow the car down. Still about 6/10 back, halfway through, 5 down, 5 to go.
Okay, Jake, that's half distance. You're looking good for fuel.
Trying to set that corner up. That's about as best as I feel like I can drive that. So if I can keep doing that, that should help me at least keep close to the 5. Definitely running this a little bit better. You can see I've picked up a couple tenths on him, as well as picked up a couple tenths on my fastest lap as well. So it's going to be a good battle for sure. Trying to keep it off the curb, but stay as close to him as I can through the corner. Pick up the acceleration. Lost a little bit of time. Not too bad overall. Pushes a little wide out of the chicane. I try to set it up to where if I can get through him on the chicane, make some contact, and unfortunately he swings out in front of me and we make contact, so I don't know what I could have done to avoid that probably the best move was to just not be on his left side going into the chicane. Honestly, that would have avoided the 4X. So, obviously he's running pretty hard, blocking pretty hard, it looks like. I don't know. I don't feel too bad there about that one. He was blocking pretty hard. I was trying to go to the right, and he chose, I don't know, he chose not to give that to me. I know that's rough on the 4X. I know he's pretty angry about that, but when he was blocking pretty hard like that, I'm not going to feel horrifically bad about that. You can't try to take up the entire track like that. I was certainly a lot more respectful when I was in the lead. So
you're leading.
I don't know. We'll look at that afterwards, see if it really was me getting to the inside and turning him, or if it was him blocking and coming back across. Obviously, that's not going to do well for the safety rating, but I don't know. Some of it was avoidable. The first 4X probably was by not getting to his left side through the chicane, but he definitely was blocking pretty hard and not giving me much room, no matter what happened on that last one. Probably should have been a little more patient, because 4 laps, and it seemed like we were definitely faster at that point, that I probably could have found a spot to get around them, but I don't know, it seemed pretty apparent that he was going to make it pretty hard as well with the blocking that he was doing. So, catch a little bit too much of the curve there out of the chicane, sends me wide. Still got a big gap with the 9 being further back. Is about 7 seconds back, so not necessarily the way I wanted to win, but if it does happen, but obviously there's still... Yeah, now he's pretty angry, so good for him. I don't know. I mean, I understand the frustration out of him. I get it. I've been wrecked countless number of times in the last few weeks and been unhappy about it, but I don't know. Leaving any kind of comment like that is not really going to accomplish anything, quite honestly. That's not what I would be about in this channel. That's not what I'm going to do to anybody. I mean, you can certainly say that somebody made a terrible move, or, you know, did not drive with much intelligence, but so they're calling them, you know, moron or whatever is not going to do much. So you can see we had a pretty bad lap. Lost about a second and a quarter to the 9. So 9 seemed to have picked up the pace. And it's also, you know, about the amount we had off the Delta, so just gonna try to clean it up, see if I can turn in a faster lap. At least give you guys something interesting to see if you're still here watching. Again, you know, I'm gonna review the incident afterwards, give you my thoughts, see what I think. Obviously, no matter what, there's probably ways I could have improved, but you know, we'll see how much of the blame I shoulder for that one versus how much the 5 was doing, but for sure it seemed like he was blocking pretty hard. So I would guess by that I'm not going to be shouldering 100% of the blame, but I guess you never know. So get through that section a little bit better by not clipping quite as much of the curbing. Lap time's still slower, but that's not completely unexpected given the fact that you know, the tires are obviously wearing. Overshoot the corner. Unfortunately, was not able to avoid the 1X, so up to a 10X, but should still be able to finish the race out without any problems that way. It's just not going to be great for the safety rating. Lost a little bit of time to the 9, but the 9 seemed to have had problems because I did not lose as much time as I should have. Gap should really be under 5 seconds if he'd been running the pace that he normally had been. I feel like I'm probably braking a little too much in that section. Looks like the 5 is pitting in, so not sure if he's going to be taking a fast repair or what he's going to be doing. If he does come out of pit road around me, I'm going to have to watch out for him. Got in for me. I would not be surprised to see piggyback coming. 2 to go though, so hopefully we're just able to get by him.
2 to go. Stay focused. We can win this.
Didn't see him on the relative in pit road, so not sure what he was doing exactly. Nobody around us, so as of right now, it seems like no issues with being able to keep it clean and bring it home in a win. Not gonna bother arguing with him after the race, or if he sends any more messages. It's not worth it. Not what I'm about either. It's just trying to minimize the mistakes, get through this as cleanly and as efficiently as possible, but try to keep learning stuff. Feel like I've at least picked up a little bit of time through some of these sections. Not that it was very hard when I was running the laps as slow as I was, but feel like I'm learning a little bit. Making sure not to overshoot this chicane this time. Let's see if we can come close to turning another 154. Don't think I'll be able to improve on the 154.5, but if I can come a little bit closer, I'll be pretty happy with that. Broke even through that section. I'll take that. Lost a little bit of time, but not horrific for me. I will gladly take that. Seems like we are definitely quicker than the 9 now, opening the gap back up. It's up to almost 7 seconds, so gonna be just outside of a 154 this time. Should be a 155.2.
The gap to Barry behind is now 7.0 seconds.
No pressure from behind, so it's all about just keeping it as clean as I can. Not pushing it too hard. Would love to turn a faster lap, but obviously don't want any incidents either. Don't want to run the risk of spinning a car off the track or anything like that. That would be the worst thing I could do, because while I have a 7-second gap, losing it could easily damage the car, and even if I could recover it in front of the 9, I could not have the pace to hold on to the lead. So if I'm going to make a move like I did, getting around the 5 and wrecking them, then I at least want to hang on to the win and get something out of it. If he would have been blocking me so hard and I would have gotten into him, like I've done in past road races with other people, I would have easily tried to let him get himself straightened out and give him the spot back and try to show the sportsmanship. But he was just, I don't know, I feel like he was blocking a lot harder than he needed to. So it's kind of, I'm going to race you the way that you race me. I'm going to start out by giving you utmost respect, but then if you want to race me really hard and rough, then it's going to go back the same way. So,
You're now in the lead.
shocked to have actually gotten through that last chicane as quickly as I did. Did not think I'd even have a shot at coming close to matching my fastest lap. So, see if we can get through this section a little bit better, and the last section try to turn the fastest lap for myself at the end of the race. That's not in theory supposed to happen based on tire wear, but you know, I will take what I can get. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen as I get through that section pretty slow, but faster than the previous lap, so should still be in the 154s. Pretty happy with that. I guess a little bit of a somber one, but nice to get a win. Just go take a look at everything. I don't... Not sure how I feel about that one. Let's see. Alright, so what we're going to do is bring this down a little bit. Alright, so you can see I'm just going to replay this entire lap, because it kind of tells the story. Catching up big time. I feel like I had been the last lap or two prior to this. I think it was a combination of I was starting to kind of find a decent rhythm, as well as the 5 was starting to make more mistakes. You can see I'm gonna catch up big time through this corner. I think he overshot it a little bit. You know, had to brake a little bit harder than he wanted to. Broke a little bit late, and I definitely ran well. This is where we're gonna find the big gains here, I believe. Yeah, you can see I got a really good run out of the chicane. I guess he didn't really try to block too hard, but I tried to go to the left side. Tried to stay out. Came back in, got into him, felt bad about that. He clips the curb, stayed back. That was on me. I probably should have slowed down a little bit more than I thought. Get another run out of the chicane. Let's see if the blocking starts here. Okay, in behind him, following in behind, looking to the right side. Alright, so that's where the move's gonna happen. So you can see I'm on the inside line, and he's turning down across. Yeah, I'm actually gonna probably shoulder quite a bit of the blame for that one. Because if we go up top to look at that from overhead, he definitely, I was not there. I probably just overshot the corner a little bit more than I needed to and should have stayed off of him. So, yeah, I don't know. He ran me a lot cleaner than I thought, and that was my fault for getting into him. So, probably should have let him have the spot back. Um, Although it was pretty tough at this point, because I was getting off and trying to get to the inside to get by him, and he just came across the track and got me in the door, and that sent him around. So, um, yeah, that one's not going to look as as good as I wanted it to, but feel free, leave your thoughts. I at least from the in-car, it looked like he ran me a lot harder than that view did. It looked like he was kind of trying to make the track as wide as or the car as wide as possible. It really actually looks like he held lines pretty well, so that was more on me. And again, I probably had the pace, probably should have waited for a better opportunity to pass him. So that's kind of my fault there. So let's go take a look at the results. Definitely not going to make me feel as good about the win. I don't know. That's not how I want to do it. So I apologize to you guys for that. I apologize to him. Um, 15 out of 41 in terms of the splits. Not sure why it is not done yet. Let's check and see who else is out there running. I would assume everybody would be done. So I'm not really sure why the results are not loading. We'll try this one more time and see what's up. Apologize for that if they don't pull up. I know they seem to have an issue yesterday as well. Yeah, that's weird. Not sure about that. So I'm not going to make you guys wait around. Should in theory gain I rating. Definitely going to lose safety rating. So I feel bad about what I did with the 5. I'll definitely send him an apology. Did not mean to get into him like that. It looks a lot different in car than it did there, and I just need to make sure that I don't push edges quite as much, especially when it seems like I have a decent pace. So feel free to leave your comments, your feedback on that. Just comments in general. Love to hear from you guys. Hopefully, outside of that, it was an enjoyable race to watch, and you got something out of it. So I know my lap times are nowhere near what they could be, but I feel like I at least made a little bit of progress. And compared to the first race I ran, I definitely made progress in terms of figuring out the 2 sets of chicanes. So a lot of negatives to fix, but some positives to take away as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave anything. Hope to see you guys back soon. And until next one, stay tuned for more races. And hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.